the parts have arrived for the replacement motor block mountings and the hinge bushes. If you haven't seen the previous video on removing the motor from the Singer 766, I'll put a link up here somewhere. And so in that video I just showed how to remove the motor, and that these little motor mounts and blocks and whatnot deteriorate over time and they become very brittle. So they just sort of break apart quite easily. They go quite sort of brittle. But the new parts have arrived, and this is what the motor block should look like. This is the adjuster block. There's part of the other original here, and the blue one's the new part. And the bushes, the hinge bushes, look like that. So in this video I'm just going to show how to fit the bushes, the adjuster block and the motor back into the machine and adjust it, and we'll see how it goes. So I've got the motor here, this is the pulley end here, and we've got a little hole here for the hinge bush to go into, that just pushes in like so, and then the other one around this end here just sits in there like that. And the adjuster, so the belt tension adjuster, just slides in nicely like that, and there's a pin that goes into this little hole here which is on the end of a shaft. It's offset, and that adjusts the motor belt tension. So the hinges here are fixed, and the motor swings on the hinges based on the position of the little shaft that goes into this hole here. So it will adjust up and down just like that. But I'll show you that once I get the machine, or get the motor back into the machine there. And conveniently, when we put the plug back together in the machine, although at first glance it looks like you could get it either way around, you can't, because there's a little notch down this side for keying, and one on this side as well. So there are little notches in there. So it's quite handy. You can't get these in back to front, because I suspect that would ruin the machine and your day. Let's get the machine on the bench. You'll see up here, this is the right hand hinge, motor hinge, and this is the left hand hinge that I loosened off to allow the motor to come out. So I just released the motor from the hinges there, and the mounts. So this screw with the little eccentric pin on it here for the belt tension comes through this and out of this hole here, and goes into the motor block adjustment there. So it's really just a matter of putting the plug back in there. So connecting the plug back up. So that's the motor plug connected there. I couldn't see an easy way of getting the camera in there. Sorry to show you that being plugged in. It was difficult enough to get in there without having a camera in the way. So it's all plugged up and clipped in, and now it's just a matter of putting the motor back onto its mounts. So just making sure that those mount bushes are still in place, and I'll go ahead and insert the right hand mount onto its shaft there. Push that on. So that right hand mount is quite tight. I'm just working it in just to give me enough room to slip this past. There we go. Now the mount shaft is lined up with the mount bush there. Don't want to go too tight. That's gone in there now. Yep. So that's in there now. You can see that it hinges quite nicely there. Just get in there and tighten that shaft back up there. And that's nice. And the next thing to do is to put the motor belt on. So there, that's the belt on the lower pulley, and hopefully I'll be able to spin it on at the top here. Okay, and just wind it around. I think that's got it. So you'll see that this motor is still loose, and that's because we haven't put the shaft through. So this shaft's going to go through, and this little pin here is going to locate in the little blue block there. Like so, and just needs to be turned into its position so that it slips in to the hole. So now if I get a screwdriver and if I turn that screw, you'll see the motor moving as I'm just turning back and forward there. Okay, so we just want to bring the tension up so that the tension is firm but not too tight and not too loose. It's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain exactly what that tension should be, but you don't want to feel the belt being strained or tight as such, but then again you don't want it so loose that it's going to slip on the teeth. But I'll tighten that up in that position there. So I've just got my Allen key here, tighten that up, and that locks that shaft into place. And then just double check the belt tension, and yeah, that feels fine. And now we're ready to give the motor a test. I'll plug the machine in here. So I'll just give it a bit of power here. That's looking fine, and I'll just hold back on the hand wheel there. No belt slipping, so there's no belt slipping there, which is good. So I'm going to leave it at that for this video, and thank you very much for watching. I'm going to do another video where I go through and just service the machine, and I'll show you there where the lubrication points are, and yeah, so keep an eye out for that one.